And still they come and go, and this is all I know, that from the gloom I watch an endless picture show, where wild or listless faces flicker on their way, with glad or grievous hearts. I'll never understand, because time spins so fast, and they've no time to stay beyond the moment's gesture of a lifted hand. And still, between the shadow and the blinding flame, the brave despair of men flings onward, ever the same as in those doom-lit years that wait them, and have been. And life is just the picture dancing on a screen.
Again the dead again, demanding to be, oh now, to be remembered strongly.
The multitudinous dead, like books unread, are somewhere in the library of time. Glimpses we get of what they felt and said, humdrum and homely, or loftily sublime.
Death and daybreak divide the land. Death and daybreak on either hand. For exit and for entry.
I saw them. Numberless they stood, halfway toward heaven, that men might mark the grandeur of their ghostlyhood, burning divinely on the dark.
I'll go with you then, since you must play this game of ghosts.
Cross-channel services. Services between Folkestone and Calais, Boulogne and Dieppe have been maintained during the week. The approximate times of the boats leaving Folkestone are as follows. Leaving Folkestone for Boulogne, 10:25 a.m.
We saw Julian off by the staff boat from Folkestone. After lunch at the Royal Pavilion Hotel, we walked on the Lys, watching the shipping and the endless soldiers collecting ready to embark for France. I think this is our 20th parting from a son going to the front.
Leaving Folkestone for Boulogne, military boat only, 8:30 a.m.
I'm at Folkestone. Hoping to cross over today. Love to all. Charlie boy.
Dear Ma and Pa, please do not worry for my sake. We'll be with you once again very shortly. It is doing nothing, only rain. Your loving son, Malcolm.
When we reached the town, the war was over all. Men in uniform were everywhere. Warships lay outside the harbour. Khaki and guns. Men trudging along, bearing the burdens of war. Motor trucks rushing ponderously along, carrying ammunition and food. Messengers on motorcycles sounding to all traffic that might be in the way the clamorous summons to clear the path.
Darkness came down. We had now been 6 hours on our way and fell to debating whether after all we were to embark. Then a quiet voice said, "Folkestone." The boat lay at the lower pier. We clattered down the iron steps and thrust our way on board. The sea at Folkestone prophesied a filthy crossing.
We got down to Folkestone. We saw these cross-channel boats all painted grey alongside the quay. Marched onto those. Nobody to wish us goodbye. No bands or anything yet.
Leaving Folkestone for Dieppe, 10:30 p.m.
Left Folkestone, feeling this was perhaps really the last time I'd see dear old Blighty's shores, unless it be from a hospital ship. Everyone fed up as usual.
Can you recall the parcels that we made them for the railroad? Crammed and bulging parcels held together by their string. Can you forget their passing, the cheering and the waving, the little group of people at the doorway of the shed? The sudden, awful silence when the last train swung to darkness, and the lonely desolation, and the mocking stars overhead.
There were some very pitiful sights on the harbour as the passengers came ashore from the Ostend boat in the afternoon. She had over 1,200 passengers on board, mostly Belgian refugees. Some were poor, while others appeared wealthy. Many women were walking up and down the deck soothing their little babies. Little ones played on the deck as if the world were going on as usual. But hardships and exhaustion were written on the faces of the elder people.
None of the young people I have worked with wanted to leave their homes. They were sent here by their families looking to get them somewhere safe and live a better life. We do not ask about them, about their journeys, because they are often traumatic. Some young people spent time in lorries and sitting in fridges thinking they were going to die. Some travelled on dinghies with big waves carrying them over and thinking they would drown.
It was difficult to leave Ukraine. I didn't know where we had to go, and nobody was there to wait for us. Around Kiev, it's dangerous. I had a good life there before. I have friends, relatives there. We left after the war started, at the beginning of March. It was dangerous, and we heard the sound of bombs all the time. It was very difficult. Here is good, but home is better. Yesterday, I lost a country. I was in a hurry and didn't notice when it fell from me, like a broken branch from a forgetful tree. If anyone stumbles across it, return it to me, please. It is my country. I was in a hurry when I lost it yesterday.
November 1914. The casualty lists on Monday were again exceptionally heavy. Major N. McPherson of the Gurkha Rifles, who was also reported to have been killed, had local connection, he having married a lady well known in the west end of the town.
Gorkhas are not good swimmers, and Brunei contains lots of murky rivers, and they had to crawl and deploy by boat. And if you were thrown outside of the boat for some reason, the chances of dying were sort of high. A number of my friends were lost by drowning.
My dad told me when he was in the service, when there was a blasting, the bombs, there was lots of people, lots of children hanging on the tree. Such horrible things.
The patrol was hit by a vehicle IED. It was a big one. The driver was killed. 3 of our British friends were severely injured. They lost limbs and we had to evacuate them. Who is dead? Who is alive? No one knew.
We heard a sound, boom, and a big blast of fire. After that, it was very smoky. We saw that our friends were bawling, screaming, shouting. The ship was shrunk. More than 250 of our colleagues were injured. About 51 were dead. One of my friends, his number was 48610 Guten Rai. He was shot dead. My friend was shot down and I still remember him. I miss that friend. I can't forget him.
A soldier passed me in the freshly fallen snow, his footsteps muffled, his face unearthly grey, and my heart gave a sudden leap as I gazed on a ghost of 25 years ago. He turned towards me and I said, I am one of those who went before you, 25 years ago, one of the many who never returned, of the many who returned and yet were dead.
Folkestone, in time of peace, was one of the greatest of the southern watering places. It is a lovely spot. Great hotels line the leas, a glorious promenade along the top of chalk cliffs that look out over the channel. In the distance, one fancies one may see the coast of France beyond the blue water.
I arrived at Folkestone and put up at the best hotel. It was a place of luxury, inconceivable now. Carpets as deep as the mud here.
A very successful tea and entertainment took place at the Hotel Regina on Saturday last, the occasion being the entertainment of 100 wounded soldiers from Shorncliffe, Moor Barracks and Westcliff military hospitals.
Dearest Sassoon, yesterday I went down to Folkestone Beach and into the sea, thinking to go through those stanzas and emotions of Shelley's to the full. But I was too happy, or the sun was too supreme.
Many of our countrymen in the hurry of departure, and owing to the short time allowed them by the cruel enemy to effect their escape, find themselves stripped of the comfort and fortune they once possessed. Some are even deprived of the means of existence. You, the people of Folkestone, have not only shown us hospitality, you have not only welcomed all these outcasts, you have also opened your hearts and have watched over us.
When I'm up there looking down the Folkestone, I remember the town I grew up in and the hill in the park. There is the sea. Even it's windy in the summertime, that wind is good. Folkestone is the best place for me.
Cheriton has now become home for the Nepalese community. I feel privileged to have come here and to have been treated as equal to anyone here who is British.
No fae fairy tale figure this Folkestone maid. A bare 6 summers has she settled there, yet it seems to have been so many more. As if she'd witnessed history's changing tides, declining fish trade and the road to war. When packet steam trains trundled down the hill into the harbour station and France-bound ships. When English Tommy first tasted foreign food, snails, mussels, garlic, frites instead of chips.
Carolus Acuccio,
T.E. Appleton,
David William Beckett,
Annie Beer,
Lily Caroline Bobrick,
Yang Chi Chun,
Yul Benjamin Alfred de Salle,
Tom Dray,
Charles Frederick Greengrass,
William Hobbs,
William Laws Hughes,
Remand Kulung,
Herbert Bliss MacDonald,
Frederic Marcel,
Agnes Curran MacDonald,
George Melbourne,
Percy Mount,
J. H. Mulholland,
W.J. Muxworthy,
Bosak Minielwa,
Jules Emiel Oosterlink,
J.B. Penfold,
Theophilus Ridgway,
Leon Gomar van Mars,
Robert William Williams,
Isabel Wilson,
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.